Hello and welcome to Sam Biology class. Friends, today we shall discuss about types of immunity. Immunity is the resistance to infections. It is of two different types such as innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate immunity, which is less specific, is also known as natural or native immunity. It provides the first line of defense against infections. Most components of innate immunity are present before the onset of infections and constitute a set of disease resistance mechanisms that are not specific to a particular pathogen but that constitute both molecular and cellular components which recognize classes of molecules peculiar to frequently encountered pathogens. The various components of innate immunity are physical and mechanical factors, biochemical factors, cellular factors, genetic factors, inflammation, fever, and body temperature. All these factors together provide the non-specific response against various pathogens. Physical and mechanical factors include skin, mucous membrane, cilia, mechanical actions such as coughing and sneezing, peristalsis, tear, saliva and urine. Next is biochemical factors that are various components present in the sweat, HCl in gastric juice, lactoferrin in milk, lysozyme in tear and saliva, interferons, complements, procordins, bacteriocins and spermine. These are the various biochemical components responsible for innate immunity. Cellular factors include different types of white blood cells such as neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils and macrophages. Genetic factors is also one more component of innate immunity that gives rise to species immunity, racial immunity and individual immunity. Other components of innate immunity are inflammation, fever and body temperature. The second type of immunity is acquired immunity, which is highly specific. It is the resistance that develops in an individual during his lifetime, so its name is acquired immunity. It is an adaptation against infections, so also called as adaptive immunity. Four characteristic attributes of acquired immunity are antigen specificity, diversity, memory and self-non-self recognition. Acquired immunity involves cooperations between lymphocytes and antigen-presenting cells. There are two types of lymphocytes, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. The immunity which is mediated by B lymphocytes through the synthesis of highly specific antibodies is called as humoral immunity, whereas the resistance which is mediated by T lymphocytes is called as cell-mediated immunity. Acquired immunity is of two different types. One is active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity develops in an individual as a result of natural infection or through vaccination. Active immunity involves the synthesis of antibodies or immunologically active cells. Active immunity is again of two different types such as natural immunity and artificial immunity. The resistance which develops in an individual as a result of natural infection is called as natural active immunity, whereas The resistance which developed due to vaccination in individual is called as artificial active immunity. Second type of acquired immunity is passive immunity, which is the resistance that is developed in non-immune individual through the transfer of antibodies or sensitized lymphocytes. Passive acquired immunity is again divided into two different types, natural and artificial. The resistance which develops in fetus as a result of transfer of antibodies from mother is known as natural passive immunity, whereas artificial passive immunity is the resistance that results due to the transfer of sensitized lymphocytes from an immune individual to a non-immune individual. The immune response that develops in an individual as a result of first exposure to a pathogen is called as primary immune response, and if that individual is reinfected by the same pathogen, then the response which develops is secondary immune response. So friends, this is all about types of immunity. For more updates, please subscribe my YouTube channel, Sam Biology Class.